With the dawn of every new year, there's one thing a Hololive fan always looks forward to. A time to celebrate the achievements of our dear Oshis, a spectacle full of sparkling lights, fun activities, and most importantly, amazing performances. I still remember the first time that I witnessed the marvel that was HoloFest. It was 2022's Link Your Wish. I had already been a Hololive fan for 2 years, so I was thrilled to finally see my idols on stage. Through the screen of my computer, of course. There was no way I could have afforded the venue tickets, let alone a trip to Japan. Still, the sheer joy and excitement were like nothing I had experienced. The sea of light sticks, the amazing music, everything was so magical. I loved the show so much I got myself the Blu-ray. Just holding it in my hands brings back so many memories. It was then when I realized I wasn't leaving this rabbit hole anytime soon, and while there have been ups and downs along the way, I knew HoloFest would cheer me right back up and remind me why I love these people so much. Today, I've decided to finally share my happiness with the world. I've been wanting to do a video like this ever since Link Your Wish, but I lack the motivation to do so. However, if there's something I learned from Hololive is that, even when you doubt yourself, you have to push forward. Initially, I was going to do a regular top 10 of my favorite performances. However, as I was watching the VODs, I realized something. 10 wouldn't be enough. So, here's what I'm gonna do instead. I'm gonna give you my top 5 performances of each stage, and at the end of the video, I'll share my top 5 of the whole event. That way, I can be 100% sure I didn't leave any performances I loved out. I also want to make clear, this list is only my opinion. I'm not a vocal coach to say who was the better singer, not a choreographer to know what makes a good dance routine. If there are any performances you think I should have mentioned, why not talk about it in the comments? I would love to read which ones you loved. Lastly, as stated in the rules of the event, I'm not allowed to show you any footage or audio from it. The one you're seeing right now is the one from the free segment on YouTube, so I'm gonna assume that it's okay for me to show. For the others, I'll try to describe them to the best of my abilities. So, without further ado, here is my ranking of the best performances from Hololive Fit Fest. Capture the moment.
Hey baby.
Tall, blonde, and gorgeous. I can think of any better description to encapsulate the beauty of Aki Rosenthal and Yusuke Choco. A few years back, I used to love Aki. I was captivated by her soothing voice and hypnotized by her mesmerizing belly dancing. I'm not much of a fan anymore, but I'm still very fond of her. I can't say the same thing about Choco though. She's a member who has flown under my radar a little bit. Not to say she's bad or anything, just a member I didn't click with. However, it would be foolish to deny that both of them are crazy talented, and Crazy is the beat they went for during the performance. Crazy Beat is a song I was unfamiliar with before the concert. Actually, that applies to almost all non-Hololive originals in the show, as my listening routine is limited to blasting Stellar on my headphones 24/7. The song is a total bob, a more than welcome jolt of electricity I needed to stay awake for the rest of the night. Don't you love time zones? Their moves were full of energy, a perfect match for the electric rhythm of the song. I normally see these two blondies as calm and sensual, and while there was certainly some of that sensuality packed into this performance, seeing them go all out on a high voltage display made me discover a new side of them.
Yes, I'm a simp.
The magic of Hololive is that everyone is someone's favorite. It's not a matter of who's the best singer, the best streamer, or the funniest comedian. It's about who clicks with you, who makes you laugh, who's comfortable to be around, or even who has taught you the most valuable lessons. Today, I'd like to introduce you to my personal favorite, the member who has captured my heart and will forever be my number one. My Hololive Kamiyoshi is...
Hi.
I loved this adorable octopus girl from day one. Ever since her debut, I knew she would become my favorite. Her art, amazing. Her voice, soft, like the fluffiest blanket. Her humor...
It's okay because we got a lot of fans around here, right? Haha.
Well, no one's perfect. But basically what I'm trying to say here is that, yes, I'm biased, deal with it. At least be thankful I didn't put her at number 1. Meconopsis is absolutely beautiful. Orchestral music and electric guitar are always a match made in heaven, and the melody and lyrics evoke such a melancholic feeling, I can't help but shed a tear. This song would fit perfectly as the ending of an anime or during an emotional scene. It is very distinct from its predecessor Violet, and yet, I also find them quite similar in some aspects I can't describe. This song does not need a complex dance routine to be fantastic. Ina's lovely voice does all the heavy lifting, and the few moves she does do are adorable and graceful. Apparently, some of them were improvised according to Ina herself, so that's kinda funny. It's an absolutely stunning performance from one of the loveliest girls in all of Hololive. As a veteran Takodachi, I couldn't be more proud of her priestess.
G'day, mate! Haven't had brekkie yet.
Ah yes, Jadon my soul indeed. I still can't believe Kiara said that in front of thousands of people. She's not gonna let me forget it for the rest of eternity. But this segment is about the rat, so let's talk about her and... What did I just witness? I feel like I'm being purified from the light emanating from the stage. For someone who's supposed to represent chaos, every move she makes is gracefully crafted in a confident, harmonious dance that feels like being in the presence of an angel. The music itself, Gales of Song, hails from the movie Belle and is one of the most gorgeous pieces of music I've ever heard. I've been meaning to watch this movie ever since Bae covered A Million Miles Away, but I haven't gotten around to it yet, maybe soon. This performance might not have a lot of singing, but damn it if it isn't unique.
Jackpot.
After witnessing that stylish as hell opening, how can I not rank this among the best? Not even a second in, and this performance is already a masterpiece. Jackpot's Sadgirl is an absolute banger of a song. It's that kind of high energy jazz that begs you to get up and dance like no one's watching. Don't pay attention to the lyrics though. I'm so glad this was my first exposure to the song, as it being accompanied by a fabulous dance routine has burned the melody into my brain. I mean, where do I even begin? The synchronized strut to the right, the elegant bow and rise, this other move I don't know how to describe, it all comes together to create a performance you simply can't look away from. If I have one small criticism, which is the reason why it's not number one, is that Ina's dance is not on the same level as the other three performers. Rizu and Reine do a fine enough job, but it's almost impossible not to give your full attention to Bae. Yeah, I know, I should be burned at the stake for criticizing Mayoshi. I'll be sure to pay for my sins by turning into whatever merch item Ina needs next.
You wanna know what I'm serving?
Okay, so, I have a little question, for KFP, so, I just wanna know, when did you guys start serving cock? After our bride parade, I remember watching this clip of Kiara where she was expressing dissatisfaction with her performance.
Now, just to get this out of the way, I don't want to be negative, but I am not happy. I'm not happy with... I'm not happy!
First, your performance back then was awesome. Second, I want none of that self-deprecating talk this year, because Yumi's Takanashi absolutely stole the show. Her intense moves were like watching a raging fire unfold, mesmerizing from beginning to end. The sheer confidence pouring from her soul was like nothing I had ever seen before. I don't know if it's recency bias, but Chimera has to be the best song Kiara has released so far. It was powerful, evocative, captivating. I could keep going, but we need to talk about the rest of the stages. Just an absolute blast of a performance. Pat yourself in the booty, Kiara. You deserve it.
It's me, Piccolo!
Hey, that's cheating. I love this song. Kataomoi takes me back to my early days as a Hololive fan. Realizing that I couldn't support them by watching their streams because of time zones and language barrier, I decided to dive into their musical side. I listened to many of their original songs and covers, and back then Natsuhiro Matsuri stood out to me. Several of her covers are among my all-time favorites, especially the ones where she collaborated with Rika from Holostars. But Kataomoi was by far my favorite, a beautiful song about an uncorresponded one-sided love.
But Alex, wasn't the performer Pecora?
Oh, I forgot! I know Pecora has a reputation for being a lunatic war criminal, but that lunacy is only one part of her personality. She's a caring, sweet person who treasures the bonds she has with friends and fans alike. That sweetness takes center stage during this performance, her cute unique voice being a better fit for this song than I expected. But I won't sleep well at night until Peco Mama does her own rendition. Please cover, make it happen.
Bitch.
Well, it seems Kali decided to awaken her inner Ado for this one. Her screams gave me very similar vibes. I'm impressed she could do it. Now, excuse me while I figure out how to distinguish this fire from my ears. I don't know how in the name of Yago Kali managed to make slouching look cool, but here we are I guess. Overkill achieves everything you would expect from a song with that title. The message is uncomfortably realistic, the melody is savage and ferocious, the personification of a raging tiger slashing your skin apart and crushing your bones between their fangs. Too graphic? Sorry. As for the choreography, like I said, she somehow managed to make slouching look cool, and everything else fits the rebellious energy I associate with this fantastic Grim Reaper. Overall, an unforgettable performance accompanied by one of the rawest songs Kali has ever released since Off With Their Heads. Calliope Mori and Tsunumaki Watame? Are we about to hear Reaper vs Sheep? They performed the Owen version during Kali's solo live, so this time they have to perform the Kenko version, right? Wait, what?! Half of the reason I put Q at number 3 is the sheer shock I experienced at how unexpected this choice was for me. Is it wrong for me to like Watame's vocals more than Gura's? Because she totally nails the menacing vibes for this song. The choreography is also very stylish. I especially love whenever Watame makes this pose. It makes me feel like I'm being scolded. Wait, shouldn't I dislike it then? My doormat masochism aside, Calliope and Watame are always a delight to see together. They bring the best out of each other, and I cannot wait to see more of them in the future.
I know, I love myself too.
Okay, bear with me for a second. I'm not much of a crony enjoyer myself.
But why?
Don't get it twisted, I think she's hilarious and has a charming personality, but I don't find myself watching her streams too often. As a result, I think my perception of her is a bit shallow. I have always seen her as the cool one of the group, the femme fatale of counsel and promise if you will. So I just want you to picture my absolute confusion when I heard Fansa coming out of her mouth. The one piece of music I consider to be the quintessential idol song, a lovely double ballad with some of the cheesiest lyrics I've ever heard. The second I realized what song she was singing, and I mean this is the best compliment I can give, I just burst out laughing. Keep in mind that if I didn't like this performance, I wouldn't be talking about it right now. Crony looks dazzling in a way I can only describe as the textbook definition of Gapmoe. And I know I called it cheesy before, but I do love the message about idols and fans giving support to each other, even if I don't quite agree with the fan service part. Long story short, an absolutely fantastic performance from Crony, which I didn't expect to like this much. Also, I don't wanna be that guy, but I think it's a bit lame that Fansa was also performed at the HoneyWorks stage. It's like having the same thing for breakfast 2 days in a row. You eat pancakes one day and you're not in the mood to eat them the next one. If it was much of a requirement for Fansa to be at the HoneyWorks stage, maybe Crony could have performed Japanese Goblin or something, I don't know. It doesn't bother me as much as I'm making it sound, I just wanted to point it out. Moving on. Hey, would you look at that? A performance I can actually show you footage of. Ain't that nice? As I was writing the script for this video, I took the liberty to listen to every Sunday Girls cover for the concert. And I mean no disrespect to the original vocalist, but Kobo's voice fits Princess Happy Ending way better. Her playful cheeky personality is at full display in this performance. Her moves are bouncy and energetic, solidifying her role as the little sister of Hololive Indonesia. Every Desuwa she yells adds 5 years into my lifespan, and the Ojo Sama laugh at the end was just the cherry on top. And how could I forget that adorable cartwheel she pulled off? It might not be Konone's level of Tony Hawk Pro Skater tricks, but it was still top notch. Alright, so Tokyo Summer Session was a great performance. I cannot wait to list everything I liked about it. Let's see. I like Subaru. I like Kanata. Okay, if this is not evidence that I really struggled putting my thoughts into words, then I don't know what it is. Literally, the only reason I like this performance is because it has Subaru and it has Kanata, that's it. But come on, if I was able to talk about all the other performances, then surely I can find something to say about this one. After listening to the song and translating the lyrics, honestly, I think it's kinda silly. But I mean that as a compliment. The song is about a boy and a girl enjoying a summer festival, but also the tension between them as they clearly have feelings for each other. Imagine if this was a Subaru and Noel performance, I'm sure the poor knight wouldn't have been able to take it. Subaru is someone I tend to associate with summer a lot. They don't call her the son of Hololive for nothing. Plus, 2 of her original songs are about summer, so she's perfect for this performance. The same doesn't apply to Kanata, but hey, not everything is about theming. I had always loved Kanata's voice. It's her own brand of beautiful, and while a bit unconventional, it's mind-blowing what she can do with it. The choreography is also very fun, especially the segments where they offer each other food and drink, and I will never forget the moment where Kanata almost punches Subaru into the stratosphere. An inch closer and it will be good night for the ducky. God knows Kanata shouldn't be that strong.
So might go on a Macca's run soon? My shout.
If I had to choose anyone to be my second Oshi from Hololive English, I will definitely choose Belle. While she didn't stand out to me at first, she slowly grew on me as I kept watching her streams and listening to her magnificent singing voice. I will definitely place her in my top 10 best Hololive singers. But what solidified her place as one of my absolute favorites is her amazing dancing skills. Ever since she got that 3D model, it has been nothing less than banger dance performance after banger dance performance. Alongside the girls of Sonem, Jackpot, Sadgirl, Paku Paku Seibai shows us the wide range of styles they can excel at. Want an angelic performance to purify your sins? She can do that. Do you want the most stylish jazz performance ever? She got you covered. With this one, we see the side that most people associate with Bae, rebellious, chaotic, and untamable. Speaking of it, yeah, the song is pretty good too, although the lyrics don't evoke any strong feelings in me. Still, an absolute banger of a performance from my favorite customer, my favorite rodent. When it comes to the topic of which Hololive members I consider the cutest, I tend to gravitate more towards the calm and collected ones rather than the super energetic ones. There is one big exception because I love Subaru, but generally I will enjoy an Ina stream more than any other given member that is super energetic, you know? Just personal preference. However, that doesn't mean I cannot enjoy this type of cuteness every now and then. Case in point, Kiara and Kobo's Chihiro. Ever since Holohiro debuted, Kiara and Kobo have been an amazing duo. They are funny, they are cute, like just a delight to see together. They sell the mother-daughter dynamic extremely well, and that dynamic is at full force during this performance. Everything is extremely cute, from the peekaboos that Kobo does, or I don't know how to call them, and the alternation in the chorus, like, man, I feel my heart melting. Even if this is not the type of cuteness I prefer, I must give it to them. This performance was amazing. Good job, you two. Is that Kenssen Spirit the ending of the 4th season of Haikyuu? Oh my god, I haven't reached that season! Back in March when I was on vacation with my family, I started getting into Haikyuu. Well, that might be an exaggeration. I've only watched the first 4 episodes, but I like it so far. When it comes to watching anime, I tend to procrastinate a lot. I still need to finish Bocchi the Rock and Cyberpunk Edge Runners and Season 2 of Spy Family and Meishi Dungeon and catch up with JoJo's and... You know what, I'm gonna stop, you get the picture. This is the second performance of the HoneyWorks stage that completely changed the vibe. Cute had its moment to shine, now it's time to get cool. Who was the first one, you may ask? Well, to my surprise, it was Ayame. I know, right? How weird. I'm not gonna get much into it because, sorry, she's not on my list, but Ayame's performance was more cool than cute, honestly. Which is absolutely cursed. I cannot see Ayame in any other way that is not cute. But going back to Muna, her voice is completely different from the original and yet somehow it matches perfectly. It's like having the same flavor of ice cream with different toppings. The choreography is intense, perfectly matching the high energy of a sports match, fitting considering the source material. This was a fantastic, exhilarating performance that definitely has made me want to keep watching the show. Eventually. And the number 1 performance from the HoneyWorks stage from Hololive Fit Fest captured the moment is... Laplace sitting like a Yankee because it was funny. Alright, on to the next one. Alright, just kidding. Or was I? The thing is, Laplace is my number 1 from the HoneyWorks stage. However, she's not alone on the pedestal. Ever since Hororuksu debuted, I found them fascinating. If I'm not mistaken, this was the first generation of Hololive Japan which all members had an Oshi way before auditioning. They marked the beginning of a new era in Hololive, an era of fans becoming part of the group because they wanted to leave their mark in the world. I feel this is gonna be a pattern for any Hololive generations to come. Just look at Nerissa for example. Outsider Plan is a perfect representation of belonging. If the outside world keeps looking down on us and calling us misfits, then let us outsiders rebel together and create a world where we can be ourselves without any judgment. This song is about rebellion, freedom, and true unity among kindred spirits, not only perfectly exemplified by the lyrics, but also by the harmonious sync of the choreography. I personally like this little stomp and that beautiful part where they all come together in the center. In my early drafts, I considered putting Outsider Plan at number 5, but dang it, talking about it has made me fall in love with this performance. And I cannot put it any lower than at the top of this segment. Hororuksu are just downright amazing.
It's enough to make a grown man cry.
For the most part here in the Hololive fanbase, we like to play along with the lore. Crony is a warden of time, Kiara is an immortal phoenix, we have literal angels and demons in Kanata and Towa. But that's just an illusion. A game we decide to play with them. For a brief moment, Roboco's rendition of The Reason I Thought I'd Die broke the illusion. The reality is, they are mortal, just like us. In lore, Roboco is, well, a robot. A high-spec machine hailing from a faraway wasteland who has lost all her memories. But she's not this larger-than-life figure. None of them are. They laugh, they cry, they suffer. They are all human. Roboco's voice adds so much raw emotion to the performance, and together with her graceful moves, creates an atmosphere that makes me feel inner peace, but at the same time, it makes me want to cry. When she kneels down on the stage, she looks so vulnerable, but at the same time, it shows us the strength of her will to live. If we were to consider lore, the image of a robot expressing her emotions through a song about death creates such a beautiful juxtaposition. Honestly, I didn't expect a tear-jerking performance that made me think about my life. Only goes to show how many emotions you feel as a Hololive fan. Truly magical. Now, are you ready for a tonal whiplash?
Hey, I peed like a charge rifle.
If I had a nickel for every time someone uses this meme, I will instantly combust. I love Phineas and Ferb, but god damn it, this meme is too long to be quotable. My short attention span cannot take it. Ah! Just like Kobo was a Hololive Indonesia member who was featured on the free segment, Ollie is also a Hololive Indonesia member who was featured on the free segment. And both of them made it into my list, so, yeah, funny coincidence. Give me my 2 nickels. Anyways, yeah, Ollie's performance was pretty awesome. It took me by surprise when I heard she herself asked to be on the free segment. Ollie, the only thing bigger than your heart is your giant stash of Hololive merch. Between Song of the Dead and Zombie from last year's Deconina stage, I think it's just a matter of time before we get an official Thriller performance. Not only the zombie theming is perfect for Ollie, but the raw, somewhat violent vocals enhance the song exponentially. Like seriously, I think this little zombie could do a metal song if she really wanted to. The choreography from the chorus is stripped right out of the opening of the anime. It's a really nice touch, and the call-in response in the middle was also a great addition. Honestly, it's so heartwarming to see how far Ollie has come as a performer. I'm really proud of her, and I can only hope she's proud of herself too. Now if you excuse me, I gotta watch Ollie play Bunny Garden, oh god damn it!
I'm horny.
Guys, I think purple is my new favorite color. When you think about it, purple is extremely sexy and alluring, right? You don't think so? You don't? No, I'm not saying it because Okayun Muna got me acting up with their performance of Gimme Gimme. How dare you suggest that? That's totally not the case. Okay, listen, I'm not usually down bad for Holo members. I don't like to see them in that way, but holy shit, the purple ladies are making it difficult. First, I'm a sucker for deep, smooth voices. Okayu, Muna, Towa, Risu, Oga. Second, and I'm ready to be thrown into horny jail for this one. My god, these two are just oozing with sensuality. Their movements are hypnotic, challenging you to avert your gaze because they are dead sure you can't. And don't even get me started on the kiss they blew at the end because it was just
I'm a guy. Thank you, whoever.
Yeah, let's move on before I do something unwise. Inonaka Music. Is this name familiar to you? For the newer fans in the audience, probably not. After all, it has been a while since Cover closed the doors to what once was their main music label. For the most veteran, I bet a tear came to your eye upon me mentioning it. You cry, baby. As for me, I'm in the middle. I came in early enough to witness Azki as the solo member of Inonaka Music after Suisei's transfer to Hololive, but late enough to have missed the early days of their journey. It cannot be understated how much these two talents have shaped the landscape of what Hololive is right now, alongside, of course, their other Gen Zero comrades. The Last Frontier is a song I must admit I didn't appreciate as much as I should have. I always thought it was good, but it was never at the top of my list. Suffice to say, that has completely changed after the beautiful performance on stage 3. If I'm not mistaken, this song was meant as a farewell for Azki, who was leaving after the closure of Inonaka Music. But then, things changed. She didn't leave, and became an official Hololive member, which honestly was just a formality. Everybody already considered her part of the group. I'm so happy I was already a fan back then, so I could witness such a crucial moment in Hololive history. I know we have barely talked about the performance, but it's stories like this that enhance the experience by 1,000. No, by 1,000,000. Without the context, this is just another nice performance. but with the history behind it, it becomes an absolute masterpiece. But wait, there's more! Suisei changed the lyrics of the song to better represent their current trajectory. Instead of drifting apart, they work together towards the same frontier. And on top of that, Suisei pulls out a letter that not even management knew about? A letter about how grateful Suisei is she can keep performing by Azki's side? Come on man, that's just too much for my heart! This is single-handedly one of the most important performances we have ever seen. This stands toe-to-toe with Suisei and Towa's Ghost performance from Link Your Wish. This is absolute cinema! So why isn't it number 1? Ha! She tripped and fell! What a freaking idiot, am I right? I guess I have no choice but to capture the moment and... Low-hanging fruits aside, why is it that every time Laplace steps on a stage it's absolute peak? How can this much energy and confidence fit into such a small body? Like, come on! Are we sure her limiters are working properly? Because holy cow, I think she's always at full power. Everything I said about Belle and Kiara also applies to Laplace. I have not seen such a high energy performance ever since, well, Kiara and Belle's performance from the previous stages. Laplace dances confidently, that's certain she's not gonna mess up once. She demands your attention with quick, effortless movements which creates an intense atmosphere that no other performance can replicate. And Alien Jihen has to be one of my favorite Hololive songs of all time. What a delightful, electrifying, extraterrestrial beat. I feel so bad for the people who could only watch the free segment on YouTube because this performance came right after Miku and Fubuki's Mugen Daisuke. Do yourselves a favor and buy the Blu-ray once it comes out so you can witness Laplace in all of her dark glory. Well, here we are, the last frontier. It was already difficult enough to choose 5 performances from a single stage. It will be impossible to do the same for the entire show. But, after giving it much thought, I think I came up with a list that I'm happy with. I'm gonna keep my description short since we already talked about all of these performances. But before that, I would like to thank you all for watching this video until the end. It means a lot to me. Honestly, the making of this video has been really difficult. I thought I could have it done earlier, but I couldn't. But even if I'm not happy 100% with the result, because I'm not, I guess I'm happy I persevered and I didn't give up. I'm not gonna bore you with my life, I just really wanted to make this video. You know, I wanted to see it through. But that's enough, sorry for that. Here it is, my top 5 best performances from Hololive Fit Fest. Capture the moment. Number 5. Azki and Suisei, The Last Frontier, a journey through Hololive's past and a love letter to all the memories we have made with them. Number 4. Hororuksu, Outsider Plan, a glimpse into Hololive's future, a place where people can come together and be themselves. Number 3. Ina, Bei, Risu and Reine, Jackpot Sadgirl, an absolute blast of a performance from beginning to end with one of the best choreographies in the entire night. Number 2. Laplace Darkness, Alien Jihen, an absolutely outstanding performance that needs to be seen to be believed. And number 1 is, of course, Takanashi Kiara with Chimera. A performance so good that it has been burned into my memory for all eternity. Okay, that's it, video's over, buy the Blu-ray when it comes out, like and subscribe, press 4 on the Chimera music video, bye!